What up, people? Welcome to another episode of A Drink in a Game. My name is Dre, aka BK Brawler 537. You guys know me, and with me right now is my co-gamer Cat from the Dre and Cat Attack on Twitch. So check that out. Say what up, Cat.
Hey, Police Cat here. What's
Yeah, so
up?
those who don't know, we're playing Halo Reach right now. Hopefully we could get on it tomorrow. I'm hoping we could get on tomorrow. And those who are listening to this right now, that's the third. So you might be listening to this on the third. So that's tonight. If you guys hearing this now, then check us out tonight on Dre and Cat Attack. Halo Reach. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna have on later on. We're gonna have a special guest. Freddie G's gonna be joining me a little later. And then I'm gonna have my boy Tim Leo, who's been on a few pods with me back in the past. Some of you might have heard from him before, so that should be another good time. But me and Felice are gonna start this thing off because I like this pod being like I'm just in the bar. So I hope you guys watching on YouTube like this little background. Of course, I'm not endorsed by any of these drinks. Hopefully, one day I could show all the names and be like, yeah, because I'm fucking endorsed by these people, even though I should be endorsed by whoever's whiskey I'm fucking drinking tonight. Um, but as usual, before we get into things, we're gonna take a shot. What are you taking a shot of, Felice?
I can't show the brand label, but let's just say I'm drinking Bacardi Gold.
Yes, and me, I'm drinking Whistle Peg Rye whiskey. This thing's 100 proof. But it is what it is. It's my show, right? So it's my party. So cheers, and then
Cheers.
let's take this.
Salud.
Ah, shit. And yeah, and let's get into this. So, guys, main topic on this pod, amongst other things, is gonna be Watch Dogs Legion, and she's still recovering over there.
I think that
I
much.
told you don't take so much.
I know, but the cup was full. I'm sorry.
Oh man. But Watch Dogs Legion just came out on Friday last week. Surprisingly, it just snuck up on us because like I had to be reminded while I was at work that this game was released. And then I was able to, hey, I bought it on Stadia just so I could play it at work, and it's working out pretty fine. Felice, I know you got it. I know she got it on Amazon. I know
Yeah.
you just cut out on me a little, but you got it
Yeah.
on Amazon. And so we both got to play it. You guys will hear from Freddie G later, his perspective also too, because I'm gonna ask everybody that comes on. But tell me, what are your initial thoughts about this game? What you thought about it before it came out? What were your expectations? And then how did it either satisfy or disappoint you once you started playing?
Well, I don't remember which podcast it was. I'm pretty sure it was 3 podcasts ago that we did. So we just did 26, right? I think.
Mhm.
So it was probably 24. Um, and I think we were just mentioning that it was going to come out, but we were talking about the 10th mostly because we were talking about next gen during that
Yeah.
podcast. And so I forgot all about it, like
Yeah.
for like the 29th. And then same thing you said, it popped up in my feed and it was like, it's on the way tomorrow. And I was like, wait, what? You took my money?
Yeah, I
I
was
wasn't ready for that.
surprised.
Right. Um, I was the one that was pushing it with us because we were talking about that and some other game, and I was like, it looks good. I like the concept of this is my before. I like the concept of the fact that you can just recruit strangers on the street. Like I think that was really cool because other watchdogs they kind of seemed like they were insinuating that was gonna happen, but they never actually happened. And so it was like the game is pretty repetitive. The previous ones, this one I mean, I like the concept that everyone has their own personality. It's kind of like how the GTA NPCs are like all like always like walking around stuff like that. But this one takes it a step further, where like even in Watch Dogs, like the NPCs are like they are like going crazy. Like earlier, I was streaming, and there's this guy who beat up this woman on the side of the street, and it was just like so fucked up. Like I stopped over to beat him up because I was like, "Don't beat her up." And then I realized later that she like stole something or something from him. I don't know, but like I like that those differences in it. I like how much they put into creating the NPCs and that the fact that once you recruit them, then you can play with them. still love that part. And depending on who you recruit, it can either help you or hinder you. That still is apparent. My first take at the beginning of the game, though, I was waiting through all of the, what do you call it? All of the videos, all of the, what do you call it?
Was it stuff that you got in the game?
No, there was just like so much to watch before I got to actually play. Like I got to play a little bit, and then it was like so many like scenes. And then once the big thing happened, which I'm not going to spoil because it's still new. Once the thing happened, then I got to play. But then after that, it was just like some of this stuff is very easy to understand, like you know where to go, but some other stuff, like I had to like figure out how to hack into certain things. I was like, oh, what do I do? I had to like think outside the box, which I don't usually like some games not having that concept, but this game having the concept, I don't like it. Because like I'm so used to games where you're like, oh no, it's very linear. There's nothing else to think about. And this one I'm like, oh, I had to stand here for 20 minutes trying to figure out how to hack this fucking screen. Just realized I had to go wait for a cargo drone to come over to get it to hack it, to climb on top of it to get on top of the building.
That's actually something I wanted to get into too. When I'm gonna get
That's
into
annoying.
that for it's like I feel like one of the downfalls of the game, and guys, I'm not saying I don't like this game. This is
No,
to me it's
it's a good
okay game. It's not bad. But one of the things that irritate me is they force you to explore, I guess, in a way. Like everything, there's never something just easily obtainable. Like
Nope.
they have these little green things you go like that to build up
Oh my
credit to
gosh.
buy skills, and they put these things in the most hard to reach places. Like
Right.
they make sure you're not gonna get here unless you hack something. You're not gonna get here unless you fly up here. You better find some way on top of this building. You better find a spider drone to go inside this damn hatch or
Yeah.
a thing. Like yes, they make a lot of things. So it's like the game is forcing you to use the technology, which I know it's a game about technology, but sometimes I just want to walk into a building, see that
And shoot
green,
everyone.
yeah, see the green square
That sounds
there
bad.
and be able to just pick it up, you know.
Yeah.
And talking about shooting though, it's good that you brought that up. One thing, because being able to pick to recruit anybody in the world comes with this certain responsibility. Now, one thing that I'm glad that they did was they made the guns all shock proof. So it's just not like you're recruiting all these people and all of a sudden everyone becomes a killer, because that would make no sense. You know, if everyone just has AK-47s and pistols out of nowhere, and just like, hey, we're just gonna start killing random people because, hey, fuck the government, you know. And so, like, if you were to take over the world or try and take the government down or whoever is occupying your space, it's better that you don't get all those people you're recruiting to become murderers. You know, it's just a little bit of shock therapy, you know, and things like that. But so far with the gameplay, how are you feeling with the gameplay other than us having to be told to do all these extracurricular activities to get certain items?
The gameplay is okay. I did find myself the first time I streamed it, I was probably it was probably too late in the night for me to be streaming, so I was a little tired. So towards the end, I got frustrated because I couldn't figure out what to do, and I didn't know that aspect that you just so eloquently expressed. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, oh, this is actually a game that makes you have to explore to figure out how to get to your next shit. So yeah, other than that, like the gameplay is decent. It's a beautiful in terms of graphics. It's very beautiful. I do like the different types of drones. I do like that everyone has their own personality, which is pretty cool. Like not everyone is, like you said, don't make everyone a killer. You can't even try to make everyone a killer because some people have their own. Everyone has their own mindset in the game. It seems like. You
Mhm.
know, like I remember I just started a mission and the blonde chick was like, "Hey, so we have a bunch of recruits now. Like, what's going on? Like, are they going to do this? Like, all have their own mindsets and like they say their own like even if you're not doing part of the story mode, they all say their own quips or
Yeah, they all
whatever.
have their own. Like I got right now, I'm playing my favorite recruit is this Jamaican lady, and it's just like, yo, she talks just like she says stuff like Ross and
Yo,
all that stuff,
yo,
and I'm just like, yo,
yeah,
she's talking like she's really Jamaican. Like if you
yo,
go and recruit. a white guy, she'll say brother. If you could recruit a black guy, well, she calls him brethren. So it's like little things like that that I'm surprised that they
Oh yeah.
incorporated. That's
You just
that's like
reminded me. I got in a fist fight because I was trying. Okay, don't laugh at this. And it's I was trying not to shoot everybody because I was like, there's a lot of POC in this game. I was like,
uh-huh.
I don't want to shoot them all. I felt bad. Like they just doing their job. They did work. They work for the man. They not, whatever. So I was like, I don't want to shoot everyone. And then I'm like, let me just fist fight them. So I'm fist fighting this one dude. And then he starts with the patois, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, yo, listen, you just gotta take this L. I'm gonna have to beat you up. I need to survive this game. And like, I felt bad for beating him up because he sounded like he was like a kid. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I love the accents,
I
all
love
of them
it.
out there. It's great. Another thing, one thing like talking about NPCs right now is there's like these special. Did you turn on permadeath?
No,
No, no permadeath. All right, so your people only go to the hospital or
yes,
and things like that. So
I didn't want them to
having
die. I felt bad.
now I needed to because I wanted to care more. I felt like if I didn't put on permadeath, I would just run and gun, and which is
But
probably
that's what I'm
sounds
doing
like
right
what you've
now.
been doing. That
That's what
sounds
I'm
like what
doing.
you've been doing. And right now, I'm just like I go into places, I carefully articulate. How am I gonna get into here? I plan it, my escape routes. I go look at every
I got too many
camera.
games. I got too many
Yeah.
games.
So yeah, me too. And that's the thing. Like, so I haven't really done too many side missions. I know like they got those delivery
I've
missions
been
you
doing
can
side
do
missions.
and like and stuff like that. I've been doing mainly the main stuff if I'm not recruiting people because like if you like I did this one thing where you have to go and beat up people in this fight club, underground fight
I
club.
think you further than me.
And like so you do it well. It's a side quest, so you might not find it. You might find it. You might
Oh,
find it
yeah.
later. Yeah. So you have to go, and after you win each of these tournaments, they let you pick one of these fighters or a few of them to try and recruit. And, and it's crazy because these are regular people, and then all of a sudden you go and do these missions. Then it's just like, hey, this guy, the government's after me. I need you to hack this thing so I can keep my home and all this stuff. And I
This
like,
is quid pro quo shit, though. I'm like, why
yeah.
did I help you? Can you just help me with the cause?
Yeah, for real. You gotta do some weird shit. And then they always want you to meet them. When you finish doing their mission, you gotta meet them in the most awkward places. And it goes back to what I said when it comes to like finding items and they want you to like go random places to look for the items. So like one fighter, this guy's a fighter. He's not no acrobat guy. He's not Batman. And for some reason, I have to fly a drone up to the roof of a building in order to talk to the guy and
How he
finish
get up
the
there?
quest. Huh?
How he get up there?
I don't know. How did he get up there? That's what I'm saying. He got up there, and I have to pick up a drone and find a way to fly up to him. And like it's crazy. But what funny thing is, after I did that, the my character was like, "Why the hell am I meeting you all the way up here? Like, who are you?" And then he's just like, "Oh, I had to do what I had to do to make sure I'm not followed."
Um,
So at least they
yeah.
make fun of that. At least they make fun of it. At least,
Yeah.
acknowledge that you're putting me through too much just to talk to one person.
I
So
don't like having to use all the drones. I mean, I like the drones. I like having the option. Like, I thought I was getting away with shit because there was the couple few missions I was just like, I'm gonna fly this drone because I figured I hack a big drone before I even got to the construction mission to use a drone. And so I was just like flying around collecting green things off the top of buildings and monies. But then like I was just like when I figured I had no choice but to always have to use some sort of drone, I was just like,
yeah, they make it that like you have to utilize everything around you. It's just like sometimes you just want to run inside of a building and just tase everybody because not like we're killing them, we're just tasing people.
yeah. I
Did you
mean,
unlock anything past your pistol? Or are you
uh,
just using the pistol right now?
I thought I was really killing them because
Nah, you're not
I was doing
killing.
headshots.
It looks like you're killing them, but if
I
you
was
look,
definitely
it's
doing
all
headshots. I was cussing people
electricity.
out. I was cussing.
Unless you are using a gun. I know I've been using my pistol has been shooting electricity. I don't know if there's any real guns yet.
I think it might be electricity because I remember because I was just playing like a couple hours ago and it was like I just see electricity after the fact, but the other night I didn't see the electricity. I thought I picked up ammo from people's bodies, but they're shooting me with real bullets. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
they're shooting us with real bullets.
But I did go to jail once. Did you go to
You
jail yet?
did? I have not been to jail. I haven't lost anybody
Oh,
yet. And
yeah.
so I know they take people away from you when you have to
I
switch to the
had to
next
use someone
company.
else.
Yeah, and then like if you have a lawyer, he could get you out of jail faster if you recruit a
I tried to
lawyer.
bribe a judge, but he was
Mhm,
in my bar and he was like, "Get out of my face," and I was
mhm.
like,
Oh, they actually gave you the option to bribe the judge?
"No, no." Like I tried to like get him on our
Mhm.
team, but did you notice at the top it says like thumbs down?
Yeah, you have to liberate the area
Yeah,
or parts of the area to
yeah.
make a lot
That
more
guy
people
had
like
two
you.
thumbs down after
Oh,
I
I didn't
spoke.
even I never seen
He
two.
had one thumbs down, and then I spoke to him, and he was like, "Oh no, 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 no," and then he had
So
two thumbs down. I was like, "What did I do?"
and speaking of that, what funny thing happened to me is that I had a guy. He's like a security guard in a place I had to go to. I started talking to him to see if I could recruit him, and I said, "Hey, maybe I could use him to sneak into this place if I recruit him." But I spoke to him, and then I had him there to recruit, but I accidentally I ran him over with my car. So then, next thing you know, I go back into the menu and it shows two thumbs down, and he
Oh,
doesn't.
is that what that is?
Yeah, so he like got mad. Now he hates DedSec and refuses to join up with us. So
That actually makes sense because I ran a lot of people in my car and I shot a lot of innocent people by accident. They were in the way. I was shooting at the bad guys that was shooting me and they were in the
okay.
way. I ran over plenty of people. I even
And,
dropped a whole bomb on someone.
oh wow, I haven't done all that yet. I know what's funny is that I use the big drone to get around. Sometimes it just moves too slow.
It's so
And
slow.
yeah, and I know I said in a previous podcast with Big E was that I never use it because it's not realistic. And now I use that shit every chance I really have. I used it to invade a base and stay
Same,
on it and shoot everybody while I'm on
same,
top of the
same,
drone.
same.
It, it,
Yo,
it it keeps you safe, man. Did you unlock any? What abilities did you unlock? Did you unlock anything past your robot or your
yeah.
camouflage?
Um, shit. I have okay. I already have camo. There was something else. What's after camo? Shit. I don't have the game up right now. But I unlocked another type of drone. I think. Oh, the ability to hack the armor, the one that shoot at you.
Uh-huh.
I can hack
I
those.
haven't done that yet.
Yeah, and then there was another one. I don't know. I think I just upgraded one of the ones I already had because it gave me more of ability. I can't remember what it was, but
Mhm.
the thing is that though the money you only get one amount of monies, and then you have to use it across all of your people, which I think is fucked up. Do you notice
Yeah,
that?
well, at least you get to share the stuff. You get to share all the
Do you
stuff.
though?
Yeah, you get to
Because
share it. All you got to do is go to the menu, go to team, and you can swap out anything that you've purchased.
okay, because when he went to jail,
Uh,
um, I started with another character, and she was the construction worker, not the construction. It was like the
oh, you're talking about like, okay, you're talking about as in purchases. I thought you was talking about the regular ability points that you. Okay, yeah, money. Yeah, if you buy clothes for one person, I think. Well, actually, did it transfer over? Well, I noticed some of my people, depending on how they dress, I was only seeing outfits for that specific person and how they dress so far. Like my girl that I'm using right now, like she's LBGTQ. Well, I probably messed that up. I'm slurring my words,
I heard
but
you though.
yeah. So she wears like jeans and a suit. So like I said, okay, we gonna wear suits. I wear suits. We gonna find a store. So I just went to a random store. It never said it sold suits or anything, but when I did, it just had nothing but suits and ties for her, different types. If you want it with the sweater and the tie, if you want to do it with the jacket and the tie, and then like they had the beanies that she was wearing on her head and everything.
Yeah.
So, and that's my favorite character right now. But I feel like I'm neglecting my main guy right now also because I'm
Who
switching between everybody I recruit. I picked like the black guy with I think he has a dread. I don't know if he had dreads or not.
did you pick
Oh
the
no,
same
he
guy
had
I
a
picked?
mohawk.
Did
Mohawk.
you pick the same guy I picked?
Yeah. Oh shit, I picked him. Yeah, the guy with the mohawk. So yeah.
Yes.
And
And he has
it's
like hacking, not hacking. He has some sort of ability. I can't remember what ability it is, but he's like super nice. I
yeah,
can,
real
yeah,
nice. My girl, though, I stick to her because she could shock people. So it's like they be there walking and I could either distract them or I could shock them, and I could do shock people from anywhere with her and things like that. So I like using that. Now I'm using one of my fighters because he could like take people down quicker than the other people could take people down. So what I try to do is one day I'll play as this person, then I go back to my original, then the next day I'll play as another one of my people, and then I'll go back to my original guy. I try to swap every playthrough, so I don't feel like I'm leaving people out.
I
You know,
gotta figure that out because I have like 3 people, and then or 4 people rather, and then I have like 4 people who are probably gonna be part of our team, but maybe not. I don't know.
so people you
So
got to do missions for.
I think so because the people who are already in the team, they already did their missions. So I mean, but yeah, in reference to tech, because you mentioned tech earlier, you can't share that, can you?
This tech, I think the tech you could share because I all my stuff I unlock, like my spider and camouflage and my abilities to do to like hack certain things, all of them could
You
do it
share
now.
that.
Yeah, you could share
Okay.
all that. You just can't share. I think I'm not too sure, people. So you could correct me in the comments if you want, but I don't think you could share like all your outfits. I think
Because
that might be.
it's particular to a certain person's personality.
Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong because I've only shopped twice, so I could be wrong. You know. But other than that, yeah, that's right now the game's okay. It's only been like 3 days since it's been out. I probably
Only
only
three
put
days.
5 hours into it. Next gen comes next week, guys. Like, fuck, it's here. The dawn of next fucking gen. But I was thinking today, man, about all the damn games that we played over the years and stuff. So I wanted to ask you, since the other guys aren't here, I'm gonna ask them this later. First, I want to ask if you could replay and get the same amp feeling you had for one game you played on this gen. No, I'm giving you two because I'm not going to give my answer till the end with the other guy. So I want you to pick two games in which, if you could get that feeling all over again from the first time you opened it up and played it, what two games would it be?
From this generation of gaming,
Yeah.
easy. Uh, Breath of the Wild.
Okay. That's a good answer.
It was amazing. It blew my mind. I still have not beat it, but not because
Me
I can't,
either. Great game. I still haven't
but
beat it.
because I like going back in and I go cook. I go looking for the little beans.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's one of them. Still favorite. I use my little meebles. And the other, it's a toss up between shit, Xbox One, Xbox One. Fuck. The remastered of Halo.
Remaster Halo. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So what
That
made you feel so good about Halo? What was the initial
I,
feeling of that?
I told you during our podcast because as guys we do a podcast like he said earlier. Dre and Cat Attack.
Yeah. Well, not a pod, but a stream.
Oh, sorry, stream. I call it Dre pod. Yeah, we
Put
do a
it,
stream
put
of
it.
the game. But it gives me those feels again. Of like when I first played it in college. I was supposed to go to class. Was not in class. I was in my sci-fi anime in Chappelle. That's what we called it. I was our sci-fi anime club playing Halo on 4 systems, and I was just so overwhelmed because I didn't have a certain system at the time, and like it just gave me the feels of that. That was 360, but remastering it on Xbox One is just
Yeah.
like what? I don't know. For me, it's
Yeah.
just
It's
it gives
funny
me.
that you brought. Now
Is
I'm
it?
gonna change my answer with the
No,
guy.
no, you can't change your
No,
answer. You can't
because
change it.
my answer was also Halo remastered.
I'm
Halo
sorry.
remaster.
I
No,
could
it's
do something else. I
okay.
could do something
Let's
else.
say that we know because no, you already said it too. I'm just gonna join in and just say because the smile I had on my fucking face when that game fucking was re-released and remastered and
Yeah.
how damn good it looked and just thinking about, man, look at where we are. Like
Right.
like from where we came from. with
Damn.
this fucking game on the original Xbox to look at where we
It's
are.
beautiful.
You know, like thank God I didn't take 2 shots because I probably get sentimental
I'm
talking about the fucking game.
I'm more than 2 shots in.
Well, hey, we gotta take one more shot before I ask you one last question before I let
All
you go.
right, give me
So
1
let me
second.
pour
I got.
this real quick. That's a
I'll pour
little
it too.
thing. You know, please give us a second, guys. I know you guys like probably like, oh my God.
Lo siento.
Yeah,
Lo siento, por favor.
you know. All right.
Perdón
So
un
I got
momento.
my drink, my shot poured.
Salud.
Salute. Yes. Mm. So the last thing I'm gonna ask the other guys too, because I wanted to make a new segment before I end the pod. But since you won't be there at the end of the pod, I'm gonna tell you this segment now. And this is it's always gonna become the final word. Because this is new to a drink of the game, and because I like to drink, and sometimes you guys hear me go into rants, I'm gonna give my guests a chance to talk shit about something themselves. I'm gonna give them something, and you just have to tell me what you hate about it. You know, that's so as simple as that. What you hate about it. So I'm gonna give the guys a different question so it doesn't go stale. But since me and you spoke so much about Watch Dogs Legion, and I know that you're playing Animal Crossing also right now, I'm gonna let you pick between Legion and Animal Crossing. What
Nah,
do you
that's not
hate
cool.
most about those games right now?
You
So pick which
choose Animal
one of those two.
Crossing. You
All right,
can't
so
do
what do
that.
you hate most about Legion right
All
now?
right.
What's pissing you off?
Legion specifically was pissing me off is the fact that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing half the time. I mean, I get the yellow dot. The yellow dot is the waypoint. I get that. But it's not like Grand Theft Auto or like the previous Watch Dogs, because I always compare the two, where you automatically know that's where you gotta go. It's like I can't find the side stuff. I can't find it. There's arrows. I'm walking around the building for like a minute. You can watch the stream. You can watch the stream of me playing it, and then you're like, what the fuck are you doing? 40 minutes, like 14 minutes later, I still don't know where I'm going. And I get so frustrated. I'm like, fuck this. I'm just go over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what pisses me off.
All right. I feel you. When it comes to Watch Dogs, I think, like I said earlier, the only thing that really irritated me is their constant, hey, we want you to explore. They're forcing me to have to go and do certain things in order to get certain things done. And I understand when you force us to do something during a mission, that's one thing. But to force us to do something when we're just fucking trying to explore the damn city is another. So that's the only thing that really pisses me off right now.
I almost got stuck playing soccer ball.
Oh man. I did that shit for like a good 10, 15 minutes, like playing in the park at night. And I also almost won at darts twice. I got fucking
I saw darts yesterday. I was
an
like,
old
no.
lady beat me in darts. You know, I should have recruited her, but I said I had too many people.
But wait, it says low mobility for the old lady. You can't choose her.
Oh yeah?
Or
Wow.
flatulence. There's
Wow.
one person it said flatulence. I was like, oh, it says you're gonna get caught. I'm like, oh.
Damn. All right. Well, that's all I have for you. Thanks for joining. Guys, I will be back in the next segment. Freddie G and Tim will be joining me. Later, Felice, we will catch up. All right, people, welcome back. This is part 2 of A Drink in a Game. Now, like I teased earlier, I'm joined by Freddie G.
What up? What up?
You know, and my boy Tim Lee.
Hey, what's happening, guys? I'm on location.
Yo, hold on, repeat that for me, Tim. I'm sorry, I got cut out. My damn internet fucking up on me.
Oh no, I just said I'm on location.
Yes, man.
Out here on the beat.
Here. So, on the second half of this, I told you guys I'm gonna continue talking about Watch Dogs Legion. Since Freddie has played it, see what he has to say about it. I already gave my thoughts. I guess I'll interject whenever you say something that's meant that I mentioned earlier. And then Tim, did you get a chance to play Watch Dogs Legion?
No, I have not. And so this is gonna be a very informational point that I'm ready for.
Gotcha. So we're gonna start right there real quick. So Fred, speaking of Felice on this earlier, and so I asked her, what was your expectations before you got the game, and how did you feel after playing?
Well, my expectation was pretty much just another Ubisoft game.
Pause. Forgot to take the shot. We got to
Okay.
take a shot. Shot before,
Oh, okay.
So cheers,
Cheers.
my man.
Cheers.
Ah, all right.
Now we got business out the way. My
Yeah.
expectation was just another Ubisoft game. Wasn't very excited about it. I was more excited in the beginning with the concept, but the more leading up to it, I wasn't really. It was kind of losing my attention. So, first couple 15 minutes of it, it felt like an Ubisoft game. Felt like every other Watchdog game. But then something magical happened. I was doing a mission, and I had to rescue somebody from a hospital to recruit somebody, um, and it's heavily guarded. So I hack into a camera, and then there's these security guards walking past cars. So I just turned the car on and pushed it forward and smashed the security guards.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, this is what like this game is about. It's like it's using your imagination to have some fun. If you're going to use this as a GTA, it's not gonna be fun. You gotta use the hacking. You gotta be creative how you play. And once I connect to that, it's like I'm looking forward to playing more and being more creative with how I play the game.
Yes, I think I mentioned that before on our podcast last week that like the game does force you to be creative with your ideas. One thing I like about it that you're forced to find different solutions to a bunch of things. You could be secretive, sneak into places, hack computers. I got a new character that could shock people, and I love shocking the hell out of people. And just like being able to hack anything, like this girl has the ability to hack from any distance. Like that's actually one of her abilities. So you don't have to be in a camera right
Oh,
in
nice.
front of something in order to hack it. So she's like 10 feet away. She's able to hack from 10 feet away. And I love that shit. And she's Jamaican too. And I love that. I was telling police, yo, the game does such a good job at differentiating people. Like I was telling police earlier, my Jamaican girl speaking to, we recruited a white guy. She's like, it's glad to have you on this team, brother. But then when we went up to a black guy and recruited him, she's like, "Oh, love to have you, another brethren." I was just like, "Wow, wow." They used the word brethren. Like so. It's like they went all out in how you could do this, and it's a testament to the amount of personalities that they put in the game. Cause every character you recruit has a personality. Like everyone's different. You feel like all of them are different. You treat them all differently, because of what they could do and just how they speak and stuff like that. Also, the AI. I meant to ask about the AI. Like, what you thought about the AI? Because he's fucking hilarious. Like, he's
Oh yeah,
what do you call it? What's Iron Man's thing? Uh,
Jarvis.
Jarvis. Yeah, he's like a Jarvis, like 2.0.
Yeah,
You
he's a
know,
smart ass, which I
and
appreciate.
smart ass. He'll curse at you and tell you when you're doing stupid shit. Tell
Yeah.
you when he's the smartest person in the room. Like it's some good stuff. But how many recruits do you have?
Oh
Is
man,
that
I'm gonna.
who that Tim?
Oh, he's on mute
My
again.
fault, man. I was telling her that I was on the show, but that's one of the reasons why I like. Well, one of the things I was waiting for with the with Watch Dogs is the diversity on how they said you can get a grandma and then like you can go through all the buildings. It's just a really fleshed out London, and so it's good to hear that they do have. Um, as Freddie said, they do have those elements where you can just incorporate the world around you in getting the work and getting the I guess the mission done, which is one of the reasons why I gotta say GTA started to get like a far beyond other sandbox games because you could use other ways of getting the mission done. I feel like that is the next step in these 3D games or sandbox games where you're able to say, hey, what can I do to get from point A to point B with either the least or the most? I have the choice to do so. But I mean, the only thing that made me like, I guess, standoffish to where it wasn't a day went by for me is these games kind of tend to be too ambitious nowadays, like Assassin's Creed, where it's too huge You're just like, it's like, I don't know. I
I feel
rethought.
you with the Assassin's Creed thing, man, because I tell people all the time, Assassin's Creed 1, beat it easily. Loved Assassin's Creed. When Assassin's Creed 2 came and they did all those fucking extra side missions, I was like, nope, not finishing this game. Not finishing
The
this
same
game.
thing,
Because
the
it's
new
not
one.
necessary for the whole thing.
Yeah, the new one. It's a waste of money. But once you get off the little small island and they open it up, that's the last time I played it. I was like, nah, I don't have time for this shit.
I don't
I
got
didn't touch
time
it
to
since
put,
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to. I just was. It's just. I wanted to echo you. Just don't have the time to put all of this into this game for it to be a one-player experience. It's not multiplayer. Then for it to be something where, like, when I'm done with it, I'm just gonna be like, all right. So that was a good 190 hours.
What's funny about it is they said the game should only take you about 15-20 hours to beat if you just do the main story. If you do side missions, you could go 30 to 40 hours. But if you stick to the main story and do little recruiting and don't die, kill all your recruits and stuff. Did you put on permadeath? You put on permadeath, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that too. Felice said she didn't put on permadeath because she couldn't bear to lose anybody, I don't think. But yeah, I put on permadeath because I feel like it gives you more of a reason to think your process of how you're gonna get your objective done through. You just can't go in there running and gunning and
You're a
things
brave
like
guy.
that. Yeah, man. So yeah, I put on permadeath because I wanted a reason to care about my people. And I really do, because like when I was gonna lose my girl who has like the most abilities, like, and I saw she was getting shot up by a bunch of people, I dipped. Like I'm like, I got in the first car I saw and I drove off. I'm like, y'all not killing her. Y'all are not killing this chick, yo. You know, I'd rather have my main character die than the chick that I'm playing with right now that I just recruited.
Okay, so with that question, and that brings up a really good question on permadeath. Is it permadeath where like so my issue is I tried that with No Man's Sky. Not to bring that up another game, but I'm just saying that
This
was
is
my
the
introduction to
platform for
permadeath.
any
Really,
other.
it was Fallout, but like No Man's Sky as well. And I had like a good 30, 40 hours in with this character. And then I died from a geo cannon, which you know what I'm saying is just a tricky thing. I blew myself up. And it's just like, oh well, yes, just start from
I
scratch
didn't even
now.
know
And
there
it's
was
just
permadeath in No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
yeah. And that's what I'm
Dang,
saying. But it's just killing yourself with a geology was it geology bomb
I don't know.
or
I haven't played that far in. I started over all over again because of how much new shit they put in it. I was like, I just got to start this from scratch. Like I
Yeah.
oh
couldn't just
man,
jump around
see
with
that's
that.
a whole nother I don't even want to I don't even bring that up because that's a whole nother a whole nother thing. All I'm saying is like it's just permadeath, being able to say goodbye to that character after you've put a good 50, 60 50,
Hours into that.
60 hours in just getting shot, and you're like, oh well, so that guy is done. So
That
it's
sucks. Yeah, I would have
over.
been tight. But No Man's
It'll
Sky,
make me stop playing the game.
that would make me stop playing the game because No Man's Sky is a game where you fucking there's no end. So like to lose your character after putting like 60 hours into them, I'm not going back to that game. I fucking played you. That's basically playing through 2 games right there, and then just losing all your progress. But back to what we were saying, Freddie. What were you gonna say,
Well, with the
about
permanent bet, that's pretty cool. That like it does make you pay attention more. I think a lot of these games, you just like there's no consequences if you just do some dumb shit. You just know like whatever, reload it, start up. So
a
I do
la
like
GTA?
yeah, exactly. GTA get 5 stars, fuck around, and then you
Yeah.
die, you just come back. So I do appreciate having a sense of like consequence if you want to take a chance, but they do soften the blow with each character could be found again, might not look the same, but the stats will stay the same. So you could eventually go out and look for that same person again. So that's but one thing is though with the permanent death, they do have DLC characters. I wonder how that works.
Yeah,
I'm
I just
paying
gonna say,
like
wait, Freddie, that is some good information, bro.
that, yep, I
Damn,
forgot to bring that
that
up
right there
earlier.
was
I'm glad you said
quotable.
that.
hey, I'm here or die, guys.
Yeah, yeah, there are DLC characters in this game. Like there's characters that they have DLC for costumes. You can get like special costumes, which I feel is for no reason until multiplayer comes out. Like I don't know who I'm showing off this costume to. If this NPC is gonna give a shit about
Yeah.
how I look, but other than that,
Right.
like the fucking the characters now, you look at their abilities and you're like, yo, I could use this, but
Yeah,
I'm
especially
trying
this
my
early in
best.
the game. I know
Yeah, I'm
I'm
like,
Mm.
tempted to spend some money, but I'm like, don't do it. Don't do
yeah,
it
I'm
to
telling
Ubisoft.
myself, don't do it. Next week is Assassin's Creed, and so it tells me we
Mm.
ain't gonna be done this game by time Assassin's
Oh,
Creed
I
comes
totally forgot
out.
about that.
We will
So,
I'm
not
looking.
be
I
done.
kind of want to check it out, but I don't know, man.
Oh, wait for Uplay Plus. That way you get everything for the monthly fee. You get all
Mm.
the new games, $15 a month. You'll get your Assassin's Creed, you'll get your Watch Dogs, all in
when
there.
does that come out officially?
I think the end of this month and the beginning of December for Stadia.
Okay.
So for consoles, the end of November, beginning of December for Stadia.
Wait,
So
real quick, Watch Dogs question.
yeah.
Do they say anything or integrate cryptocurrency into this?
Hmm.
Well, they have the in-game currency. I don't know. I forgot what it's called, but
They call it, it's like, I think it's like
Z
they think they still
Zone.
call it Euro something. I think it's like an E next to it.
Yeah, so
Um,
it's like some e-commerce.
Yeah, something like econ or some shit like that. Yeah, yeah, that would have been great if they used cryptocurrency, but
I was
no,
really looking to see if they did that, just
I
because I
know.
was like that. Not saying it'll make the game political, but like that, because like really, to tell
That's
you
where
the
the
truth,
future is headed.
the second one was where I really found out about was that 3D printing guns. Like
Yeah.
of course you hear about it, but
Mm,
that game, like the game made it something that I saw as a understandable concept.
yeah, and cryptocurrency is the future. My man Tim knows. My man balling in cryptocurrency right now. I just
Ha!
to throw that out there. My man balling in some cryptocurrency right now.
What is this guy?
Yeah,
Just blowing up his spot.
you one of my mentors, man. You the man who got me into crypto, man. Them stocks be rising, a few
Yeah.
dips, but then that shit rises again, never dies, never dies. So thank you for that. That's a little side note, people. That's a little side note.
I do
Oh,
it with love, man.
yeah,
Somebody got to be on the yacht with me.
I know, for real. I'm shit. I could get my wife to leave me alone for a few days. For fuck sure,
Listen
I'll
to
be
this
there.
guy.
You know, hope she ain't listening to this episode. Yeah.
Get me in trouble.
Nah, you ain't gonna get in trouble. I'm the one that ain't getting no ass tonight.
Tim
You
be
know.
making you mess up when you hang with Tim. He say these
Oh
things.
man. Oh guys, people are like, oh my god, what type of fucking thing we walked into? But then again, guys, like I told you, a drink of the game pod, where it's like we're sitting at a bar. You might get mad random guests here. This is like my friends are walking into the bar and we're just talking shit. So if we ever go off topic about gays and just start talking shit,
A
remember
motley
this is
crew.
a pod. Yeah, this is a pod about hanging out at a bar, even though we're virtual and talking games. Throw that out. So with that said, you damn, where I was going with this for a second. Well, you have any other questions, Tim, about Legion? Because before I move on.
No, that was really it. Like, I mean, you guys really gave some good information. I still wanted to be, a little like I still want some surprises, so I don't got too much to say.
The surprises, well, hey, the microtransactions would probably be the surprise that you was really looking for.
Yeah.
But other than that, I know something you are playing, Tim, and that is the Ghost of Tsushima. What is it? Is it Legends mode or what's it called? What's that multiplayer mode called?
Yes, Ghost of Tsushima's Legend.
Legends. Yes. So all
Legends.
three of us have been playing that right now. But me and you haven't gotten to play on it yet. I was trying to get you on it 2 weeks ago so we could talk about it, but that didn't work out because I hit up everybody. Just so people know, I hit up people late last minute for this show. And if there's anybody that's watching this on our Facebook or Discord, let me know if you want to join. We don't mind. I don't mind having more guests and you could talk some games and shit. Only requirement is that you have alcohol in your hand and you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. But yes, when it comes to, oh man, that's that good shit right there.
I mean, I'm trying, bro.
Yeah. So, what are your initial thoughts when you started playing this game? Because in my head, this Legends mode blew me out the fucking water
Yeah,
from the way that, like, this is a completely new game, and you
yeah.
thought Ghost of Tsushima couldn't get any better, but this multiplayer made Ghost of Tsushima even better, and just in time for the Game of the Year awards. So like, what was your thoughts when you got into this, man?
Well, I gotta say, first of all, you're right. It totally blew me out of the water. The only thing, because I probably a week before it came out, I did not like how I feel like it just kind of came and went, and it did like it wasn't gone long enough to get forgotten. But to me, it just kind of got stale. So when I played Legends, I remember the mystique and the charm of the game, but then like how they do it to where, don't get me wrong, it's repetitive, but I like how you get rewarded for it being
There
repetitive
you
by
go.
doing the quick play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At first I was just like because I was just like, man, I got to do this with every character. But to see like when I do it with the character and I don't do it through the quick play and I don't get all of the rewards, I'm like, yeah, I should have just did it through the quick play. So it's just like, then the nightmare mode is pretty good to where I'm just like,
Oh
I
shit, you
like
got to
how,
the nightmare already? Shit, man, I ain't even.
well, because all you have to finish the stories, and then with the stories, there's like, which
Oh,
I kind of like how they did that too.
yeah, cause the nightmare mode is the horde mode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I played it. Okay, so I'm thinking like you're talking about the hardest difficulty. That's what I thought you were talking about.
Well, I mean, it technically is because you have to
Got to
beat
be a
all of the
certain level.
stories in the bronze,
Yeah.
and then you do it in the silver, then you can do it in the gold,
I
and then
played
and
ass backwards and I started with nightmare mode first. They told me I was too low, but I
yeah.
actually, and the funny thing is that they don't let you level up as fast when you do the nightmare mode than when you do the story. So they kind of force you to play the story before that. But go ahead. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, no. I mean, I was saying the same thing. It's just when once you do it in the tiers, you do because like I gave some of my people like better charms, and where it is nice as far as going past, like I guess boosting your character. You still have to go through those tiers to be able to get their different costumes and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So that was where I was like, it kind of kills with the repetition because you do have to do that with all of the characters. But how you use the characters, I feel, is in a good variety to where like it still spices it up. Especially if you're going through the story missions, like how they do it. Like it was so not trying to give anything away, but when you go through Jin's path, you learn about like four different, legendary people, and you basically go through like with each
Yeah.
class, you go through that person or that legend storyline with them with your own character. And I'm like, that was honestly that they didn't have to take. I like how they took from the already established lore of the game and just made it something more. They didn't like give you another story you had to learn. It just fleshed out a story that you already found out about in the game. It's just like I said, it's just the game works. And I gotta say, as far as it being a hybrid of in any game that came before, it's done a really great way, even with multiplayer, of setting itself apart. Because I thought it was going to be like Medal of Honor, honestly.
Those are gonna be like Medal of Honor with
Yeah.
swords.
Huh?
Medal of Honor with
Or
swords.
am
Oh,
I
you're
getting
talking about
The other
the
one.
For Honor.
Yeah,
For
For
Honor?
Honor.
Sorry,
Yeah.
For Honor. For Honor. Sorry.
I like
So
Medal of Honor. I was like, that's a joke.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, man. I almost flubbed. But yes, I thought it was going to be like For Honor. Of course, not that you have to like because you know how you can pick your stance and
Yeah,
all
no
that.
offense,
I feel like it's really balanced in how they did it.
yeah, it's really good. I'm trying right now. How many levels are you? So you did all bronze and all silver already. You still got to do the gold. Or what's after silver?
And so like your character can get up to level 20, I think that's the cap right now for each one of
Like
them.
the
But
power
like,
level, like Avengers, is like 100, right? Or
but see,
100.
that's the thing. So they have the power level that can be up to 100, I believe, because like you get, with the different charms and the different
Yeah,
tools you get, that has varying levels to where that is what like gets you in the nightmare mode. But as far as the character and the tiers that get you, different costumes and stuff, that's level 20. And then like after that is just
it's just a
I
grind until
believe,
the
like,
raids
how
come
you
out.
so then after that it's just depending on the different, I guess, horde mode, which bronze is beginner, silver is intermediate, then gold is the hardest. But playing gold is like
It's
that
tedious, right?
it's very tedious because it's like with gun games. But what I like about it is with gun games, you just get to that point where like the enemies are bullet sponges. Like you're shooting them with, everything, and they're just absorbing every bullet. Where with this, it's almost the same, but at the same time, you could tell, especially when you're doing your super
Yeah, your
sword
special
move, you
moves,
could
yeah,
tell how like your charms and stuff is really affecting your
coming into play.
gameplay.
Yeah, I got you there. What about you, Freddie? What is your thoughts on the
I think
multiplayer?
the most impressive thing about this is that it's free. It's a free update, and I think that alone um, needs
Key.
praise. And the way you unlock stuff, there's no pay to win. Like cosmetics, you do challenges to unlock them. Weapons, it's just how you this is how you fucking make a game. This is what people need to like follow. I mean, me and Jay already talked about a couple of times that like I would pay money for this.
Yeah,
Like
this is like a 20-minute DLC, $20 DLC.
easy.
Like,
And this
yeah,
is probably like one of the best DLC like DLC ever probably in a video game that like I can imagine like that like I mean it has to be up there. Free to play, great combat, good story. Like you said, like they didn't have to add a story to this. They could have just done a rave game, like just do 15 raves, get to the end, and that's it. But
Yeah.
they went far with this, and the combat's still fun. I haven't touched any of the single player. Are you able to do it by yourself, or do you need
you
like somebody
can do
else?
it by yourself if you disable matchmaking, but it could be tough from what I heard. I got one friend that did it by himself, and he tells me it gets tough if you try doing that shit by yourself. But I know the earlier levels is easy to do by yourself. I did the earlier levels, but by the time I was like up to the fourth one, I was just like, this would be better if I do this with co-op and like have one person assassinate or stealth kill from the right while you stealth kill from the left. Like it makes it more intuitive, more fluid, faster to get through everything. I just tried doing silver in the legend in the horde mode, and like I saw that they upped the amount of fucking rounds from 15 to 20. It was
Woo.
20 rounds you have to do if you go into silver. So how much do you have to do at gold? Because that shit
25.
25, because fucking 20 took us like fucking 45 minutes or some shit like that. I'm like, oh my God, what are we gonna have to do when we reach fucking gold? And
It's
yes,
a
it's a good,
grind, man.
yeah, but I think at the same time, me and my cousin Mo, I get both of you have probably played with Mo before when we played some game at some point in time. And like Mo is all into this, and I should have got him on the pod today. But it's like we I'm just like this is preparing us for the raid, and I think the raid comes out this Friday. I think the raid, but you have to be level 100.
Yeah.
I'm Yeah, Mo is in the 80s right now. I'm only in the early 50s. So I got a ways to go. I got to start doing more silver. I still didn't finish the story. Yeah, I got two more missions to go. So I got some catching up to do. I
I
guess
think one thing that it's kind of upsetting just type these this type of games are just the random people you play with. They're just
yes.
dumbasses. They just run around cutting people and
Yeah.
not fucking paying attention. They ruin the game. So like definitely I can imagine gold and silver. You need to have a squad and you need
Somebody,
to like
yeah.
have mics
Especially a
because
raid. If we're gonna do raids, we gotta do 4-player, some fucking legitimate friends that you could say, "Yo, over here, let's
let's do
get this
stealthy in the
done."
beginning. Let's like
Yeah, we
use our
plan
arrows.
it out. can't do it. Like me, you, and Tim and Mo should probably do this shit. Well, once you guys reach, I'm Tim. You probably 100 already, right?
See, no, and that's the thing. Like I stopped for a second to play Red Dead Redemption 2 for
We'll get into
the
that next.
October pass.
Get into that
And
next.
like it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, the October pass was worth it to play it again. It's just they really need to. I don't know. I feel like they're like kind of like really dragging their feet with that with this game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Red Dead. Hold on, I'm gonna get to you when it comes to Red Dead in a second. But I think yeah, this is gonna be great. Ghosts. I think the ghosts. I'm nervous already about the raid because if like the regular horde mode is gonna be like an hour to get through, I can only imagine what a fucking raid is gonna take us. And I'm easily irritated. Like ask anybody that tried doing a raid with me in Destiny if an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes go by and I feel like we're making no progress. I'm quitting. I'm
See,
quitting
that's
the
the
fucking
thing.
raid.
If
Like,
you're not making any progress, like if I'm doing the raid and I can see we're just having like
yeah,
a
if we're
tough
getting
time,
somewhere, yes. Like even
but
if we
if it's
die a
like
bunch of times and we're getting somewhere, I'll keep going. But if we're dying at the same spot, like in Destiny, over and over again, I know I'm playing with some other people. Like I'll be playing with Mo's friends, and I'll be telling them, I'm sorry, guys. Like you guys play this one game. Like I think sometimes some of these raids are for people that sit down and play these one game for months and months. But those of us, like the three of us, we are people that we don't play one game for months and months. We'll go back to it and we'll always have something else on the side to keep playing. I'm pretty sure the three of us have a backlog of fucking like 300 games combined of games we have not finished yet. You know, like me alone probably have 190 something games that I haven't fucking finished yet. You know, like and so yeah, I just hope the raid is engaging enough in which I want to sit there, have a beer in my hand, get a six pack, put it next to me, and let's just grind this shit out because it feels worth it. And I think if there's any game that's gonna make a raid feel worth it to me right now, Ghost of Tsushima is gonna be the game that's gonna make me feel like this raid is worth it.
definitely a multiplayer.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you stick around for more story co-op, or you wouldn't want more of that?
Oh yeah, I will definitely want more story co-op. Co-op and story. I'm all about story in my games, so I'm down with that. Um, right now though, oh god, Tim. Well, I'll let Tim move real quick. He's moving around real quick, so I'll let you go
Oh,
do your thing.
I'm
But
listening.
all right, so like Red Dead, the Halloween thing, I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't get a chance to jump in that because I meant to jump in that, and I've just been working on Destiny and Elder Scrolls Online's Halloween event and Bless Unleashed. So like, what was intriguing? Was the Red Dead Halloween thing worth it?
In my opinion, no. Like they had that game mode and then the Russell Wheeler thing, which was really nice because I mean that's it. Like I like how that adds content that you would not necessarily get to the game. But other than that, you could. I feel like they are waiting to bring the undead nightmare to
That's what I'm waiting on, man. That's what
to
I'm supposed to be
PS5. They're waiting to do it with
Uh,
PS5, bro. You can tell because it's like, and that's my thing with most of the releases right now is is like I want to buy like even Legion. I want to buy these games, but I don't want to buy them with the chance that they're gonna get converted over to PS5. I just want to pay that one fee, and so like because I'm waiting for Cyberpunk, but
Yeah,
it's just
we all. We all.
in playing Red Dead, it's like you can where you understand that Red Dead is a beautiful Western game and it is fun. It's just the stuff that they gave because they only gave you 20 levels with 20 levels for the Halloween or
And you have to pay
the
for that?
no, then that's the thing. All of this stuff is free. Everything with
I thought you
Red
had to
Dead
pay a
has been
separate
free.
season pass for that. That's why I was wary at.
No, no, everything is free, and it's just the only way you pay for it is with gold bars. So it's like
Yeah.
where you can pay for it because it is through that game it is a microtransaction.
Yeah, could
It's
I
like you
buy
could
gold bars every time season pass come out for that game? I buy the gold bars.
see, and that's what I'm saying. So, like me, I just have the gold bars because even though I play, I don't really use that to buy anything. So I have the gold bars for that primarily. But it's just
Real
like
quick, I have a question. I have never touched GTA Online. What does the gold bars get you? Cosmetics,
Talking about
better
Red Dead
weapons?
or Red Dead? We talk about
Red
Red
Dead,
Dead.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Red Dead, my bad.
well, and see, and that's the thing. It's kind of more like it's
It's
easier.
Destiny's
So
Bright Dust. I
you said
think
what?
like what's the currency in Destiny that they always want you to pay for? That is it bright dust or is it that white stuff? I know it's that white stuff they always want you to pay for, but it's like that in the game. Like you can either
But
uh,
no, I was gonna say, so can you buy weapons or is it just cosmetics?
nah,
No, see, that's the thing. It's really cosmetics.
Mhm.
Like you can buy some weapons, like you know, what I'm saying there is some weapons that you may be able to get enhancements and stuff with the gold bars, but the gold bars are just kind of like it's like the shark card with GTA. It's like you have the money in the RDR money, and then the gold bars kind of give you a shortcut where something may be $700, $800, it'll be 2 gold bars.
Oh, okay.
And so it's just their way of putting the transaction in there, but not being like hounding you with it, which I
making sure we
appreciate.
can't bitch and say, yo, we can't get this without the microtransaction. They could easily say, well, we're not forcing you because if you save up this amount of money, then you could buy this thing. So
Yeah.
for you to complain to us that you had to use gold bars means that you're just not good enough at the game to make this amount of money. And so
True.
you're going to release your anger on us and bitch about the gold bars. So that's why I don't complain about shit like that, because I'm just like, I'm either gonna buy it and buy like fucking Avengers. They have the fucking currency in there. You could earn it, but I could get all these costumes and emotes and stuff if I buy it fast. Like I must have put $200 into the Avengers game already just to unlock every fucking thing in that game. That's just so I could be like every freaking mission I go on, like, haha, you don't got this fucking costume. Haha, look at my emote when we go on the elevator. Haha, you don't got this shit. So like I don't know. I get satisfaction from doing that. Yes, does that make me an ass? Yeah.
Satisfaction. This
Yes.
guy.
And that's the thing, because that's what these games are. It's
Yeah.
microtransactions are to make us satisfied. Like, say when you have the bigger house, like your friends coming to play with you in GTA, and they like, yo, all I got is this house. Oh, come to my mansion. Bam, you like, yo, look at the fucking mansion I got. Look at all my cars in the basement, you broke bitch. Like,
Well, see, true, but that I gotta say that's one of the reasons why I kind of stopped playing. Also, because you buy everything, and then you're just like, what else is there to do? Like, and
yeah,
then you run into people who are just like, man, I'm working to get this house. You're like, what? I
yeah,
got this house 2 glitches ago.
yeah, I know. Right.
That's the problem with the pay to win is that like you not pay to win, but like those kind of games where like you just kind of lose interest because you already got everything. So you're like, I'll wait for the next update, and you just kind of like just keep waiting and waiting, and then you get it. So
And then
like,
there's that down moment, and like, I'm not even playing this game anymore. Why did I spend so much fucking money in it? There's
I mean,
always
true, but see, that's the thing. That's why one game that really taught me that, I'm sorry to say, is again No Man's Sky, because it's like I had got to a point where I felt like I had got so much in the game, I did so much, then I stopped playing it. Then I went back to it, and I had like 50 million. Well, I had like half a billion, and that's not a lot of money in that game. But it
okay.
was just like everything I had, because I like got to a point I was like able to build on that a lot easier than somebody coming in at that point. And it's like
yeah.
GTA is the same. Like it was because I got 100 million, then I stopped playing. Then I came back like maybe 2 or 3 updates later to where now I can buy like the best stuff because I have all this money.
And right
And
now
people
they're
are
giving
just
you a
like,
bunch of
how?
money before the PS5 version comes out. If you keep logging on every week before the
Yeah.
PS5 version, you get more
And you
money.
never know what they could be like now. You can, I don't know, with GTA 5, they've pretty much fleshed everything out. There's really nothing else I feel like they can add to that freaking game, bro.
Next thing you know, we're gonna really have flying cars on console. I know it's already there on PC with people's mods, but next thing you know, they're gonna find some way, unless they're just gonna announce GTA 6. That's the only thing they could
I
do.
mean, but see, when they announced, I mean, when they announced GTA 6, then we're getting everywhere.
hmm It's gonna be, man. Next gen is gonna be crazy, man. But asked this question to Felice to pause out our section. I was thinking about this at work today about our generation of games, and we had a lot of good games this generation. So the
Mm.
question I want to pose to you guys, guess Freddie, I guess I'll ask you first. If there's one game from PlayStation 4, Xbox 3, not 360, Xbox, One X, or even the fucking Nintendo Switch before they upgrade. One game that you could replay again and just get that feeling again of how good it felt to play that game. What game would it be?
Well, geez, for this generation, I can't think of anything. But the first game that popped in my head was Mass Effect 2. Like just to
Ah,
kind of go in blind again and just be like when they go about with the remaster, I'm definitely buying it. I'm gonna go through all
yeah,
three. But the
yeah,
first
yeah.
game was Mass Effect 2. That game changed my gaming life. It sounds corny at all. But like after I played that game, that's when I'm like, this is not just a game. This is a media that needs to be taken more seriously in storytelling and like art direction and voice acting. This game took it to another level. It was like a movie, like a interactive movie. So like, or also I was thinking about I don't know why this popped up in my head about movies. What's that movie that's like Heavy Rain but came out like in a PlayStation? Doc it's
Like
like heavy.
Heavy Rain. You talking about Until Dawn? Not Until Dawn. Fucking
Breaking, wasn't it breaking? No,
No, like a
God with the
PlayStation.
robot, Detroit.
No, no, no. Go ahead. I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, Mass Effect 2. I would love to see that remade. Imagine that on an Xbox Series X or
Are you
PS5
talking
up
about
there.
Indigo Prophecy?
And they go privacy. There you go.
mm,
Yeah, Indigo. I remember you played that at my house for the
Yeah,
first
we play. I
time, right?
played the
That was
shit
at my
out of
house.
that.
You played that shit for the first time because nobody knew about that game. I'm like, how don't you people know about
That's
Indigo?
another game that I keep going back to, like that kind of like that was another moment of just like storytelling of like consequences and like I don't know. It
I gotta
felt it was.
find this.
Oh man, that's the
It
beauty
was
of the
ahead of
game.
its time.
Yeah.
Indigo Prophecy was fucking on PS2. Like that game was fucking ahead of its damn time, yo,
Mm,
man.
mm.
But hey, good thing that company's still on. It gave us Until Dawn. It gave us Detroit. They gave us all this stuff. Like, so I'm glad that company did good and people realize just how great this storytelling is. But
I gotta
Tim,
correct you. The reason why I played Heavy Rain, for real,
oh
for
yeah,
real.
I remember at Target talking that shit up, right?
Yes, you was
Yeah.
the reason why I played that game, man. But my fault. What was you about to say?
Now I'm saying, what's the game that you would love to play over again and have that feeling you had when you first played it?
Well, I want to say I want to do two. One from this console generation, I say Assassin's Creed um Origins, the one with Egypt. That was where I actually saw next gen. I got this, and it's just like I know there's other games I've played that's been great. It's just that would like being able to control Bayek like you did. I just feel like that was what made like outside of Ezio, that was like probably the only other one that I liked.
One
But
question: did the question marks get to you in that game like it did to us?
I want to say yes and no. Yes, because it was something like sometimes you cannot see them. Then I didn't understand the mechanic of if they were glittering, that meant they were, different than the ones that were just regular. It wasn't like I didn't feel like it was really well interpreted. But at the same time, I feel like overall from the DLC to everything, it was a beautifully done game. Like that was what made me think, oh, Assassin's Creed is back. And then they dropped whatever the one with you in Greece is, and now I just wasn't feeling it. But
Now, follow
overall,
up. Uh,
you said
go ahead.
what?
No, I was going to ask a follow up question. But if
Oh,
you have,
well, I was gonna say the overall game that I like, which I'm glad they did do it because I felt that was Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Like even
I
playing
just
that
seen that coming.
again, like I felt like I was back. I like when I felt like I had a PlayStation One again. I was just like, man,
The
this is
nostalgia,
awesome. And then being
man.
able to play the multiplayer now, it's way easier than when you had it on PlayStation Two. It's just I like having Tony Hawk Pro Skate. I'm glad that they did. That was a remake that they were like, yeah, we're pushing this forward.
The only problem I have with Tony Hawk is that there's no private lobbies. Like you can't just have your friends and just go online. That's my
True.
only problem. Like you got to keep doing these random games online and everything. But we own no rights to this music. But as soon as I hear this song and start playing, yo, I was just like, there we
Yes,
go. There we go. As
yes.
soon as I hear this, I got fucking hype. I just got hype and I just like, yo, here we go. This is Tony Hawk, yo. We're right back at it. Cause that was the first song that ever played when I turned that shit on PS1. Is
Yeah.
Superman and then being yeah, I guess me and you know about like being like one of the few black people in our neighborhood that actually cared about rock music, and going to I'm going to school like, yo, you hear the soundtrack? Like, I don't give a fuck about that soundtrack.
Offspring,
And I was
bro.
like,
Like, because the crazy thing about it is, I did not know I knew Offspring until like somebody played the song, and I was like, I knew the song by heart. And it was like, I didn't know you knew Offspring. I was like, who the hell is that?
this is Goldfinger. That song was Goldfinger.
Yes,
But yeah, Offspring is definitely one of those good. Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah. Well, growing up black, sometimes you know a lot of the songs, but you don't know who sings them
you don't
until
know who's
like
singing. They're like,
yeah,
yeah,
until we
they're
get
like, yeah,
older. We just
oh yeah, I
look
know
up.
that was Goldfinger, but it's a Offspring song on there that
Yeah.
like launched their career, and it's
Mhm.
just like I was just like, yeah, I know this, and it's just like that snowballed because I really liked punk music because of that and Dave Mirror, and so
Yeah.
it's just like I said, it's just so much, it's so much nostalgia wrapped up in that game, to where the only other game that really would beat it is the original Metal Gear Solid. When what's his that Liquid
Yeah,
Snake
man.
is
Y'all just hitting shit on the head for me today, man.
well no, it isn't Liquid Snake. Is it Revolver Ocelot when he's telling you what's on your memory card?
Oh no,
That
that's
I
no,
was
no, that's Psycho Mantis.
Yo, sorry,
Sacramento,
Psycho
yeah.
Mantis. I was like, oh my gosh, how
I
did he
remember
know I
that
was
shit.
playing other
Every
Capcom
day.
games?
I remember how creeped out I was. My boy's like, nah, just pull the thing out.
So
Pull the
we
thing
know
out.
you like.
Yeah, I think somebody told me how to do it because I couldn't figure it out. I was like, I
Yeah, I
don't
couldn't
understand
figure
what I
out.
have to
My
do.
friend came over and told me how to do it. Like, that shit was crazy. But I was gonna say earlier with Naomi, I mentioned playing the Metal Gear. I'm not Metal Gear. Playing Halo One remaster on
Oh
Surface.
yes.
Yeah, I
Oh.
was just like, yo, I can't believe we got from Xbox, the original Xbox, to this. Like, look how beautiful this game.
Yeah, it's a classic game.
Uh, the story's great. Playing the four-player split screen in my room with my cousins. Even Freddie, I think you were around when. Well, I don't know if you was around yet, because that was
Not
before
for
high
Halo
school, right?
1.
Or
No, I'm not
yeah,
playing
because you
Halo.
started coming around during 360 days.
Yeah.
He was around during that. But yeah, like there's a lot of nostalgia that comes with Halo 1. But other than that, when it comes to this generation, Metal Gear Solid 4. There's nothing like what I finally because Metal Gear Solid 4 was like Cyberpunk with the delays and
Yeah.
Kojima giving us I gotta polish this again and I want to make sure this is done. Kojima just being Kojima. And Metal
Also,
Gear Solid,
they made us pay
it's
for a
like
fucking demo. That's how hype we
I
were.
know,
We
right?
we put money
I
just
know.
to play the demo. How much was it? Like $30?
I don't know if it's 30.
It was
I
like
can't remember.
29. It was up there. But just to play like the first
Yeah,
like 30 minutes. What were you
yeah,
saying?
I didn't care, man. But Metal Gear Solid 4 is a game that I played and I beaten over more than any game ever in my life. I love the ending of old Snake's story. I just love how all the characters came back. even some of those characters are being portrayed today. Like if you watch this anime called Novelist, there's a character in there that's completely copied from Vamp, and they better hope that Hideo Kojima does not look at this anime because this guy has the knife. He licks the blood off the knife. And he wears the trench coat and has the long hair just like Vamp, and his teeth are pointy. I like, yo, they took this fucking character from Vamp. And if anyone tells me something any different, watch this anime Novelist. Just the first episode, and you're gonna see, without even me saying their name, who is copying Vamp. They completely ripped off Vamp, and he's one of my favorite characters. And like even Raiden became one of my favorite characters in Metal Gear Solid 4 because his cutscenes were just the shit. And
Really?
yeah, Raiden's cutscenes were the shit. The ending with old Snake versus Ocelot on top of that refinery, and the music they were playing is in my phone. That shit wakes me up in the morning. Like I just, I could go over
Is
it.
that your favorite Metal Gear game?
That's my favorite Metal Gear game is Metal Gear Solid 4, man.
Tim, do you have a
Wait.
favorite one?
I was gonna. The first one. The first one is to me. The first one is the best because it's like. Don't get me wrong. I liked Raiden, and we're because like. Because I want to say like I just like because I wanted to say Snake Eater, but I didn't like Snake Eater. I didn't stay engaged long enough.
Oh,
Where
Snake Eater is my favorite.
I know Snakey is a lot of people's favorite, and for me, I couldn't figure out why. Really, I love Snake Eater, but I didn't know why people always chose Snake Eater as like the favorite. I guess the one thing that pissed me off with Snake Eater was the sniping mission where you gotta face the old man in the forest, and like it's just like yo, unless you play this shit on easy, you're gonna be doing this shit for a while.
for a long time, man. It
Yeah,
was just.
that
And
shit.
so that, but Metal Gear Solid, I'm sorry, Metal Gear Solid 4. I like that because you did half of it as half of it is Raiden, and then half of it is Solid Snake, and then
No. That was part two. That's
That's
that
part
was
Sons of
part
Liberty.
Yeah, part four, you
Sons of
just play as
Liberty.
old
Sorry,
Snake through the whole thing.
yeah,
But part two,
sorry, I
people
got that
hated
wrong.
on that. I didn't
Mine
care.
is
Part
Sons of
two,
Liberty then.
yeah, Sons of Liberty. Part two is my second favorite, and part two is the one that told us the future and how
Yeah,
we are all going to be stuck on technology and our phones in the future before we even knew it.
before we
Hideo
even knew
Kojima.
it, man.
Yep,
It's
Kojima told us the world will be stuck. We're going to become a world stuck on our electronics. And that's exactly what became. Electronics will control our minds and control our futures. And look at us today. Look at us today.
It could be worse.
You know, but still,
I was
man.
gonna just shout out to The Witcher 3. I think that's a game that I didn't play. I didn't play a lot of I barely touched The Witcher 1. I played maybe like an hour of The Witcher 2. It just didn't hold me. But with The Witcher 3, man, that's a game that like it's up there with I think Metal Gear. How you like The
definitely.
Witcher?
Definitely. I gotta say, The Witcher. When I first saw, like you being able to what's we call it, cut somebody's arm off or cut her head off, I was like, yeah, this is a play. And then playing through that game, like I gotta say, man, it's definitely a standalone hard ass game. Like there's not like even and if you play it on the hardest difficulty, that's been one game that has made me want to quit like Demon Soul style on hard. Like I went up against this werewolf and could not beat him. And it was just like that was like that's the first guy you gotta beat.
Yeah, Witcher 3 is something great. I always say this: if a game, there's only two games that I bought DLC and felt like I had to finish this DLC and bought the season passes before they came out. If a game makes me do this, I know this game is going to be great. That was Mass Effect 2 and The Witcher 3. When those DLCs came, I had to play it. I had to play through it all, and I restarted both of those games just to make sure that my DLC would be incorporated correctly into my storyline. Like that's how good those games are. You know, like
Fallout
so.
for me. Fallout has never, like, in my opinion, Fallout has never made bad DLC. Like glitchy, yes, but bad DLC, no.
So
Yeah,
going back to Cyberpunk real quick, because with the delays and stuff, and I have this feeling now, like there's a good way you could say yes, these delays are good because they want to polish things, and they did say this delay is polished just for the net current gen right now. They have to fix things on current gen. But do you guys feel like reviewers are gonna fucking look for any nook and cranny to shit on this game because of how many times that it's been delayed? Or because people are gonna, to me, people are gonna be looking for straight up perfection now. And I think like if there's one little glitch in a next gen Cyberpunk game, there's gonna be those people that's gonna go review bomb, time to review bomb because they made us wait for this shit. You know, there's gonna be people review bombing just because they took that day off and now they took the day off for no reason, for November, for the date in November. But and when the game comes out, I think there's gonna be a lot more people looking to shit on this game. Or when it comes, you guys think it's gonna get some type of negative effect? That's one question. The other question, because we spoke about Assassin's Creed and all those question marks and things like that, if there are too many side missions popping up on this game, is it going to have a negative effect on you guys? I'll start with you, Tim.
So to answer the first question, and I just want to say my phone is about to die. Sorry, man.
All right.
And so I might have to switch it. But to answer your first question, the Cyberpunk, I feel good that they're about to take the extra time to polish it. Because I don't want a 9,000 gig, you know what I'm saying, redo, you know what I'm saying, download the next day. Also, like I don't want them to release this game and we feel like, oh, they could have, they could have kept this, or they could have just, they could have waited a couple of days to get it right. It's just right at this point in time, I want a complete work. I don't want something rushed. And this is something that I really have been waiting all year for. We really had, when you think about it, it's not a bad deal that they're taking this extra time, because there's a lot of games out and it's a lot of games coming out right now.
Like I
So
said, give me more time for Assassin's Creed.
exactly, they're still like releasing this game in the vortex of the a new gaming cycle and a new console coming out, and the holiday season is just, now we have enough time with Legion and Valhalla before we have to pick that up. The other thing, well, the other question you have
Side quests.
for side quests, I want to say no, because my thing about side quests is it as long as it makes me want to return to the original game, or it lets me know, what I'm saying, good backstory. That's what I'm here for. That's what I want this experience for. The issue that I have with the Assassin's Creed game is that they want this to be an interesting game, it to have lore, but then also be a history lesson. And I just don't feel like a lot of times that like really translates well. Whereas like it's nice to be going from, I mean, they did end up fixing it, but it's nice to be going from island to island. But there was times where you would like maybe do 3 or 4 missions on this island and not complete every mission. Then you like go to another island and you're lost thinking, man, where is this mission telling me to go? Because I don't remember which island I was on when I picked it up. And so it's just like that's where I felt like it was too many, because it's just like, okay, if I move from this island because it told me to go to this other island, do I have good quest management to know where I'm
So
gonna,
you didn't use the assisted mode. You went and did the exploration mode with it.
exploration. And even when I did the assisted mode, it was still nice, but it's just that was my issue with having so many quests. Is now, do I care about the do I care about the main story? When I play the main story, why am I getting weaker weapons than when I do the side quests? And it's just like, that's
that
what
was
makes
always
you like,
that was always my problem with Skyrim. Like I would just get so caught up with the side missions that I would never go back into the main mission, the main story, and I just like never beat it. So yeah, I agree with you with that.
But that was a lot to say. I want to hear what you got to say, Freddie G.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think I have an issue, but like Assassin's Creed is just like too much shit. It's just like too much. I have too many games to play. I I I should probably not buy it, but I'm going to buy it, and I'm not going to finish it. I already can see that I'm not going to finish it.
This is a guy.
I think this is one of those games that you're gonna be forced to finish. Man.
No, I still have the other Assassin's Creed. I loved it, but I got to the
Oh, you
big
talking about
island.
Assassin's Creed. Okay, I thought you about Cyberpunk. You're not gonna.
No,
finish.
oh, I'm talking about Assassin's Creed. That like I'm only gonna
I'm
like
saying like Assassin's Creed gave us all those side quests that became irritable. Do you
Yeah.
feel like if Cyberpunk did the same thing, or are you
Or
are you
I'm just talking about
feel
the
like
new
you're gonna
Assassin.
put it into
No,
the side?
I'm gonna be all into Cyberpunk. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna just have the lights off, drinks next to me, playing that shit 24/7. I can't wait to play that. I think it's gonna be like I hope it's like another Mass Effect where like it's like storytelling. My decisions hopefully have some weight to it, which I don't know if they touched on the storytelling and
Yeah,
like do
you
we have
there'll be
choice?
multiple ways to get through every mission at least, and with the shit
Yeah,
you do.
I
And
hope that
some
like
of your actions will.
And I
have-
think there's factions too, like the
Yeah.
Corpo Rats and all that.
did you have you decide which one you're gonna be?
No, like just I've been trying to where I kind of want to go through as the regular, you know what I'm saying, the guy, regular guy. I kind of want to do the hated version first
Okay.
because it's like with these games I learned from Fallout, you go out one to make the person just like you, and then you get to the end and people are like, yeah, that's not even the good ending, and you're like, ah, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like this is my fault, Freddie. Yeah, I don't know if you were finished. I just wanted to say, like with Cyberpunk, one thing that I liked about the Witcher 3 side quests is they always like kind of like were able to meander back to the main quest. To where if you helped this lady out and you saved her husband, and then you went to go kill the monster and he killed the son, then like it's like you would want to go back to tell her, and when you go back to tell her, she'd give you something which you're like, man, I've been looking everywhere for these herbs and she just gave it to me, and now because this you can make this elixir that helps you with, and it's just like that is the type of story building where it's like, don't have me go here to kill this wild boar to give this guy 30 boar hides, and then like you just give me some experience points and a new bow. It's like that to me does not that doesn't warrant
I see
time
what you're saying
wasted.
with Witcher,
or
because like
time spent.
Divinity also, Divinity 2 and Baldur's Gate, like anything you do could have an effect on the story, because you could literally kill people in your main quest line, kill the person that gave you the quest, and the story's just like, all right, just keep going, do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know, like you don't even, they're like, if you don't want to do this quest, then fuck it. Now you got to go look for someone else to help you accomplish this mission because you killed this bitch. You know, so I understand where you're coming from there. That's definitely a good thing. So before your phone dies, I want to take one more shot,
Sorry,
and then I'm
man.
doing a new segment at the end of every drink of the game from now on. So we're gonna take a shot, and then before we sign off, I want everyone to talk. Just tell me something you're pissed off about in the game industry. But I gave Naomi a thing. Next week is gonna be whatever you want. But this week, what pissed you off about anything with current gen consoles? I just want you to go off, and after we take this shot on whatever, we'll start with you, Freddie. Whatever pissed you off the most about current gen consoles.
Well,
And
I
so
was I
cheers
had
first.
cheers.
Cheers first. Cheers first. Now, what pissed you off the most
All
about
right, so
generation?
I'm gonna take. I know you just say we do this next week, but I have to rant about 2K and fucking NBA 2K right now. They did some scammy ass shit. They did this. They have 2K My Team. You know the packs and shit, right? So they released Halloween packs. They put the best players in the fucking game in those packs, but they didn't do it in the beginning. So I came home I'm like, yo, I'm about to play some 2K. I'm gonna hope get one like a LeBron James, a T Mac. They didn't add them until later that day. The best players into those packs. So I bought these packs expecting to get like a LeBron. They wasn't in the fucking packs. So what they do and what they did now is that like you had to stay up till midnight because they're making a Halloween event. So they waited till midnight, a fucking Halloween night, to release a LeBron James for 3 hours. So you already bought the packs once, then they want you to buy the packs another time just to get LeBron. 3 hours later, they want you to get James Harden another packs. These packs are like $40 a pack.
Whew.
And then to get what was the third player? LeBron James, Vince Carter. So they wanted you to spend about $500 in one fucking day to get the best cards in the game. And that's
But
fucking
there's people
scammy.
out there that would do it. That's the problem.
Yeah, but they did it, but
people-
like this is a pretty much a fuck you to everybody because one, I'm done with 2K. I'm gonna play it, but I'm not gonna spend no more money on it. It was just like it's just like the worst way to do
I
shit
didn't
like
know
this.
you was one of those people that paid for those packs, man. I
Yeah,
never
bro.
go into my team because I'm like, I'm not getting caught up with the my team
But it's
shit.
like,
And
yeah,
Ultimate
it's
Team and FIFA because I know how much money FIFA makes off of Ultimate Team just alone.
no, yeah, it's definitely like I don't recommend people spending money on this shit. I do it. I put like $20 in it like every 2 weeks just to like I enjoy the game, and I want something. It's like collecting cards, But the way
Right.
they handle this is fucking terrible, and like I just fucking upset about it. So that's my rant. Don't
I can
don't.
relate with collecting cards because Hearthstone, I spend at least $100 a year on Hearthstone and getting the new expansions, acting like it's gonna make me any better when I get
Exactly.
the higher
Same thing.
ranks. And it's just like people come up with these crazy combos, and it's like, yo, do you play anything else? Like, there's no way you would know this strategy unless you're on YouTube and you just play this fucking game only all year long. And that's what it is because everyone doesn't. I guess I understand that everyone doesn't have the privilege like some of us have to just get up and say, all right, I want this game, I'm going to
Just buy
buy
it.
it. Some people just are into one game or they get stuck in, oh my god, I'm so good at this game, if I play something else people are going to get past me, and they just stick to that one game. Like I got this guy, shout out Donald, who acts challenges me on Magic card game all the time, and I'm just like, yo, your cards are like 3 years way ahead of me. Like, I just play this shit for fun. Like, I play this, and then once I finish the rookies, I know I'm gonna get my ass kicked because everybody else has these strategies, and I love the fuck out of card games. The only one I can really say that I'm really good at is Gwent and Yu-Gi-Oh! Those two card games, I have some crazy ass decks. You can at me if you want to play me on some Gwent or Yu-Gi-Oh! But they took that shit off. They took Gwent off a console, and I'm
Yeah.
pissed off because I spent over $200 on Gwent cards on my PS4. And yeah, that type of shit pisses me the fuck off, and it didn't carry over to my mobile game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that irritated the shit out of me. So, but other than that, I'll let you go, Tim, before I talk about what's pissed me off. Go ahead.
With the last 1%
It's
of
just
my
generating.
battery. Like really, I gotta say what makes me mad really is right now the journalism for games. And that's because like like I don't like that that the internet where it has great sway over getting games to be changed. It's like I don't like that there's that prejudgment on games that we
Yeah.
haven't already played, and until enough people get their hands on it, it's like you telling me that a album is classic after hearing only 2 minutes of it, and it's just, and then it's like after they hear all this, they drop a 10 gig update that of course breaks the game more than it makes the game, and it's just like I don't know, and I say that the earliest game to that was Legions. I was gonna buy Legions, but the only reason why I was like is because of I feel lackluster the coverage it's been getting, to where it's like, it's great, but it's not as great as. And right now, after talking to you guys, I'm like, oh, maybe I did a disservice to myself, and and not only myself but also to this game, because you always say, hey, I want an original concept, I want an original game, but then the original game comes out and you don't support it. And then when they kill games like this off, and they give us what is it? Um, what is the game? Not, I mean, not saying that it's a bad game, but what is that game on 360 um, with the husks and all that?
With
No,
what?
Gears of War. When you get Gears of War 10, you can't be mad because I mean you like you didn't support any other original ideas.
Exactly. You're fucking right about that, man. Yeah, I understand exactly where you come from with that. Yeah, when it comes to people, I'm about to get into that shit right now, and I hope
I
your
think,
phone don't cut off. But go ahead,
yeah,
Fred.
I would say I agree with you, Tim. I think that like I used to listen to these people, Giant Bomb, the podcast for like years, and I stopped listening to them because they became so jaded talking about video games that like they don't get excited about video games. Like when I get into a game, I get excited. And hearing other people who's been in this business for so long, they don't give a shit about the new games. They just it's just
No.
another game to them. It's another shooting game, and they're so jaded because they do this for a living. So when they write about games, they're like, oh, it's just another watchdog. It's just another game. So yeah, I totally get what you're saying with game journalism. I think that probably, I mean, that's why what's great what we're doing. We're giving our opinions, and this is like we're just like everybody else here. We play games like you do. We have families like you do. So I think that's what's great about this new media of YouTube. It's just like being able to talk about games with other people. But yeah, major game companies, publishers, they're so jaded and they just say the same shit all the time.
Because I just want to say, like what the Miles Morales, how like when that was first like talked about, they were saying like it's add on. From what I've seen, it is add on because they're maybe using like you know what I'm saying mechanics from a game that already is out. Everything that I've seen from that is
But
brand new
remember,
game.
originally Insomniac themselves said this is an add-on game. This is not a full-blown game. Then the next day, someone at Sony said, "Yo, shut the fuck up. Tell these
Yeah,
people this is gonna be a full-blown game." Like so that they had to retract their statement because Sony was like, "Yo, you're not gonna cost us money because we giving them DLC on PS5." Like this is we gonna give you out more money. Here's another $5 million. Just make more of this game and tell these people this is a full blown game. Shut the
because
fuck
that's
up.
the thing. The only thing that makes it different from a you know what I'm saying DLC to a full blown game is that when I get the you know what I'm saying that I won't be able to maybe play the original game first. But I'm like, it's a new character. You're dealing with a new villain. To me, it's all new. And I'm just saying, after actually playing the DLC for Spider-Man, I'm like there's no way you can compare because the DLC really does it just adds different missions. There's you play the same character, yeah, you get these different costumes, but you know that you're playing Peter Parker. From what I've seen, you're playing Miles Morales. It's a different game, and it's just that's the thing. It's just that's what I like about gamers is we're able to bring people games like gamers. We're not bringing you games like, oh yeah, they paid us 5,000. If you guys buy it, they'll give us 10,000 more, or we have some stake in
Yeah.
it,
They don't
or we're just
consider us
some like hopeless
influencers yet.
fanboy.
We're still just people talking. Hmm. So
And
I
that's
feel
the
you
thing.
there.
That's what I like.
Um,
It isn't something where I'm just like, oh, I hated this game from the beginning and I still hate it now. It's like that's the thing about Assassin's Creed. I can agree where that game really was changing things, and then I can agree when that game really started to go stale. But I mean, there definitely is a
yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
So that's all, Tim. You finished?
Oh yeah, sorry, man. Sorry. I
You
don't mean to
finished
be
it?
long winded.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I want you to get your whole thought out because when I start rambling, that it's a whole nother story when Dre goes off.
I'm listening,
So
man. I'm
when
listening.
it
I'm
comes
ready. Take
to
us to church, man.
this last generation, man, I love it. And I'm a true guy. I want people to know if y'all haven't realized it by now, I have no bias in my consoles. I buy everything. I'll play everything from the greatest game out there, and I'll spend my money on the shittiest game out there just to prove to you that this game ain't that bad. But this last generation has been the worst. And I mean the worst when it comes to igniting the console wars, when it comes to you people who don't even understand what goes on in the background of these things. You know, we lost Tim. Unfortunately, his battery just died, but hopefully he comes back in. I'm gonna send him a message to come back in if he can. You know, but when it comes to the console wars, um, people, I don't know where some of you get off, where just like Xbox is mad gay and PS4 is the best. Yes, PlayStation has sold more consoles. Some of you need to realize that yes, PlayStation has the better exclusive and it has sold a lot of consoles because of that. But for someone who worked for PlayStation, I also know we sold a lot of consoles because at the same time PS4 released, Blu-ray players came out. Blu-ray players were selling for like $500. PlayStations were four. So when people were coming in to buy PlayStations, buy Blu-rays, we'll say, hey, if you can't afford this Blu-ray player, how about you buy a PlayStation 4? It's a Blu-ray player. These people weren't buying it just because they wanted to play games like a lot of you Blu-ray player. They also saw a cheaper station was 400. So now if you're a broke ass motherfucker and your parents are still paying for your consoles, if your parent is going to go and buy you a new console, your parents are going to go out there and say, hey, which one is cheaper, the Xbox or the PlayStation, right? You don't have no choice in that because it's your parents' money. You know, so when that shit came out, your parents bought you a PlayStation and then you were a Sony head. You didn't know nothing about Xbox. Many of you are too young to know about the Halos. You probably read about it, and it's like whatever. I got my Crash Bandicoot and shit like that. So yes, PlayStation sold the most. Yes, PlayStation has the best exclusives, but Xbox is coming out now. Series X came out. Their market plan has been so great. And what's been funny is that everything that Xbox does now that PlayStation did, all of a sudden, you PlayStation fanboys or Sony ponies, as we've called them, all of a sudden that stuff doesn't matter. Xbox goes and buys a bunch of studios. Now they have a bunch of shit for Game Pass. All of a sudden, uh, they bought Obsidian, they bought BioWare. Now all of a sudden, all their games are glitchy, as if you guys didn't buy Skyrim 4 times already, but everything is glitchy. So you're gonna pretend like when the next Skyrim comes out, if that shit is put on PlayStation, I hope none of you buy it. I hope none of you buy it. And I hope someone, any PlayStation person, could sit in my face and tell me I'm not buying the next Skyrim if Xbox lets it come on PlayStation, because you're all lying to yourselves. You don't care how glitchy it is, you're gonna buy. But Xbox went and made it, got exclusive games, which you made fun of them for. Now all of a sudden, exclusive games don't matter, right? Then you said, oh, Xbox is too expensive. Xbox went and made a console cheaper than the PlayStation 5. Oh, PlayStation still has an exclusive, cheaper consoles don't matter, right? And then Xbox went and put all these apps on it. They went and bought all these stuff. Now all of that stuff doesn't matter. Then Xbox went and did full backwards compatibility. Now you guys are like, oh, you guys are just gonna be playing a whole bunch of old games while we're playing these exclusive. But when PlayStation went and told you about their PlayStation Plus and all those exclusive games, those 20 games you're gonna get in that PlayStation Plus lineup when they come out, you guys are all excited. I'm confused because those are a bunch of old games, which all of them were free on PlayStation Plus accounts already. So you're getting free games that were free already, and you're making a big deal out of it. But you are hating on Xbox for giving us brand new games for free. You guys don't make no fucking sense with these fucking console wars. But wait, there's more, because Nintendo just gave you 3 Mario games, no improvements at all on them and you ate it up and you all bought it. But yet Xbox just gives us old games, right? Like console wars are stupid. I want you people to just know that. The console wars are dumb. If you can't afford something, just come out and say, I'm mad that I can't afford this. You
Yeah.
know, because PC players could go ahead and say, hey, they don't even get mad that Xbox is getting these exclusive because now there's Game Pass on PC. Xbox, Microsoft doesn't care, guys, that you guys are crying about your exclusive. Microsoft is all about the money. You know, Sony wants the money too, but Microsoft is about the money. If they could give Skyrim to PlayStation to make the money, they're gonna do it. If they could get Game Pass on Nintendo, they're gonna do it, and they're gonna make more money. And you guys are gonna talk about consoles sold. You guys are still focused on consoles sold when Microsoft is gonna be like, yeah, they sold more consoles, but we made all the money because you guys are paying us for our games. You know, so yeah, console wars at the end of it all, the worst thing that came to this generation was this ignition of console wars with no sense in what you guys are saying because you only see things from a PlayStation perspective and you don't see it from any other way. You know, yes, you guys say your PlayStation games are exclusive, but Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC. Bloodborne is coming to PC. Well, those games are, but the future games are coming to PC. Trust me, your games aren't as exclusive as you think they are. All right.
Did they already announce that new Final Fantasy they showed off is going to PC too?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
PC and
So yeah,
PS5.
it's console wars are dumb, people. I just want you guys to know I'm not biased against anything because we play any and everything. You guys already see everybody on Gamerish owns all the consoles. Naomi owns it all, Freddie owns it all, I own it all, Mike owns it all. So none of you can sit here and say that we're console biased. We're not. I just hate when you people just can't come up with an excuse for why you only able to own one console and you're just mad at other people that own everything or other stuff. You know, just please stop it. And I know some of
Um,
you will stop listening, but
Nice.
yeah,
Just to add to what you were saying, one thing I think that hurt Xbox a lot was the beginning launch when it was the PS4 versus the Xbox
they had
One.
$100 more price tag
Yeah, so
with
I think that
PlayStation
has a lot
Benefit.
to do with it, and the whole only online thing where like you couldn't play games unless you were connected to online, and then they fixed that. But I'm just saying, I think that well, Xbox and PS4, I think the better console was because that's just the whole point. The PS4 when it
Yeah,
first launched, it
PlayStation,
was
I would
better.
say they won the generation, but
Yeah, but I
you
think
could
the
say that with
problem is
numbers. You
that
don't have to
it's
say this people are gay for playing on
no,
Xbox.
yeah, but I think that PlayStation needs to learn what Microsoft is doing because they're gonna end up being somewhere like Nintendo, where like it's not gonna be a console war anymore because it's gonna be like Nintendo is never in this conversation because Nintendo does what Nintendo does, and it seems like Sony is starting to do the same thing where Sony is gonna like seems like they're sticking to what they do, and I don't think they're gonna adapt. They need to learn to adapt and be more user friendly. They're very not. They're like, we don't want the PS4 controller working with the PS5. Buy the PS5 controller. Where Xbox is like, use your old ass shit. We don't care as long as you play our
Use it on the
games.
PC, use it on the Xbox
And they
360.
already said with the I don't know if you saw the article about the PSVR, it's not gonna be compatible with the PS5.
About
So
that wide.
they're already fucking us with that. So I can't use my 20 PS4 controllers. I can't use my PSVR.
Well,
Like
you can use the VR. You just gotta go to the website and get their adapter. There's an adapter you could get
oh,
for
I thought
free.
I read that like certain games won't be compatible on the PS5. Um, but I just say like the very like it's all way or go somewhere else, and I think that's gonna hurt them in the long run. Is that like Xbox is like do what you want to do, just play our games. I don't give a shit. But PlayStation needs to learn, and also like the whole fanboy shit, it needs to go away. Like I feel like it's a dying thing, and I think hopefully next generation, with especially with Xbox kind of moving to PC, that it's not even a war anymore. It's more like just different
Just people
categories, really.
defending their console. Oh my God, look at this. I only have PlayStation, and this is why. And, you know, and then another thing that irritates me too is you people just like, oh, I don't buy next gen right away because I wanted the all first generation of consoles always break down. Guess what, guys? I still have my first generation PlayStation. my first generation GameCube, Wii, Switch, PlayStation 1, PS2. I've never had to switch out a console. So that's just for some of you, and you guys use that excuse. I just wish I said this on another pod before. Don't be afraid to just say I can't afford it. I give it up to people who just go out there and say I can't afford it. Yes, there are you fanboys out there that just lick Sony balls, but at the same time, there are those of you who just say what you gotta say because you don't want to look like the poor man in the group or the man who's left out. You know, because mostly men. I never hear women in console wars. It's only men who gotta say, "Look how far my piss is compared to yours." So this end the console wars, guys. It's dying. Microsoft is about to show you guys how much they really don't care about that shit this generation. And Nintendo's been showing you how much they don't care because you all buy whatever they put in front of you, whether it's old, whether it's new, whether it's limited, whether they tell you we're putting shit in the package and you gotta eat it before you play the game. You're still gonna buy the next Mario. So this that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry we had to get mad serious at the end there, but like, subscribe, please, guys. Follow us on YouTube. Join our Discord. Go on our Gamerish Network page on Facebook. Join us on Twitch, Gamerish Network. Twitch.tv/Gamerish Network. I said earlier that me and Naomi were gonna stream tonight on the 3rd of November, but we have to change that to Wednesday. So Wednesday we will continue streaming Halo Reach through Twitch. So look out for that on our Twitch channel. Fred, thanks for joining me. Everybody that joined. Tim got cut out early, guys. So sorry that you lost his voice. But until next time, guys, enjoy your drinks, enjoy your games. Peace out.
Peace.